In ancient civilizations, money was physical and measurable. Gold, silver, and grain carried value that could be weighed and exchanged. Over time, rulers and financiers discovered that promises could be more powerful than tangible wealth. Lending to governments became more profitable than lending to individuals. Families such as the Medici and later the Rothschilds built influence by financing rulers, binding nations to obligations that lasted for generations. The rise of central banks formalized this system. In 1694, the Bank of England was created to fund war. It issued notes, lent them to the crown, and charged interest. Money shifted from metal to paper, from value to obligation. By the 20th century, central banks across the world followed the same model. Debt became the fuel for railroads, industry, and wars. Every loan carried interest, and interest demanded perpetual growth. In 1971, the United States severed the dollar's link to gold. Currency became abstraction, backed only by trust. From that moment, debt was no longer a tool, but the foundation of the global economy. Governments could print endlessly, but every note carried invisible chains. The consequences spread quickly. Inflation surged. Nations across Latin America, Africa, and Asia were drawn into loans from the IMF and World Bank. Promises of development turned into decades of austerity. Citizens bore the cost while creditors profited. The architecture of debt had become global and permanent. Attempts to fix the system failed. Currency pegs, austerity programs, and debt forgiveness only reinforced the cycle. Each solution created new dependencies. System adapted and grew stronger. Today, global debt exceeds $300 trillion, more than 3 times the world's GDP every nation owes. If all are debtors, the creditors are the institutions that designed the system: central banks, shadow networks, and private financiers. Crises repeat in 2008, in 2020, and beyond. Each collapse is followed by bailouts, stimulus, and more borrowing. The cycle feeds itself, protected by silence. Debt is engineered, not accidental. Nations are designed to borrow. Money is no longer real. It is trust and obligation. History repeats because the architecture never changes. The hidden architecture of debt is not speculation. It is the system that governs nations in silence. It thrives because few ask who benefits or why escape is impossible. The story of money is not about coins or notes. It is about control. Subscribe to History Sleep Stories for more untold histories where silence is broken and secrets are revealed.